Where am I? It feels weird to be here. It feels weird to be here. Yep, this feels weird. It's all weird. You see, I've taken a little bit of time away from the Hermitcraft server. It's been a very, very strange couple of weeks for me. My house has been turned upside down a little bit further. I briefly had no roof. I briefly had no electricity, but now I have electricity and I also have a roof, but it doesn't look like a roof because the roof is made of glass. It's very, very exciting. Some things outside of the house renovation project went very wrong last week. Some things went very well. I had some excellent filming days. They were a ton of fun. But it feels like just everything in my life culminated on the week commencing March the 8th. It's just been manic. It's been manic. I don't even know who I am anymore. I'm a shell of my former self. And I'm sat here. Just if you put your ear to me, you'll be able to hear the ocean. That's how much of a shell I am. But I am a shell who has hope. And what do shells deserve? They deserve hermits. I thought maybe, as soon as I said the shell thing, I thought maybe I could get a hermit craft joke in with the shell analogy that I made. That probably didn't make any sense. I mean, I feel like now I'm a shell with a hermit in. No, I don't know. Look, it's just time for some Hermitcraft, okay? That's what it is. Hearing myself talk here, I'm starting to be concerned about my mental state. I totally didn't just flick the levers behind these redstone lamps just before starting recording. Look, there's only 2 redstone lamps left on the HCGM BBS. As I mentioned in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, we have done everything that I wanted to do with Scar's base. We've built the Chest Monster 2.0, we've got the Super Duper Smelter over there, we've got the Agriculture, which is also over there, and we have the enormous piston door, which is still probably one of my favourite things ever. So for the first time in a few weeks, we're going to be leaving this place behind, and we're going to go over to a slightly neglected friend. You know, just slightly neglected. And no, it's not my base. It is, of course, the wonderful area that is Pacific. I feel like I didn't place in the ceiling. I feel like changes have been made over here, but honestly, it's been so long since I've been here that I have no idea. I almost called it Atlantic. That's how long it's been. But regardless of whether I place that ceiling or not, this area is looking really, really good. The area that's not looking so good is this area here. So we've got one shopping module, and that's this. And then we have nothing. And this is a rather big building to have nothing in. I mean, if I just take a look at where the floor level would be for each one of these layers, so that comes to there, which means that is 1 block beneath the window. Does this fit within each one of the window modules? Because if each layer fits within each one of our window modules, then that means that we can have a layer every single set of windows, which would give us, I think, 8 layers in total. That is a lot of items, and that's also a lot of layers for me to construct. There's a lot of redstone resources as well, but it is possible, and I am in the mood to build it. So do I just do it? Do I just crack on with building this? I think I might be cracking on with building this, to be honest with you. Now, although this is a bit of a mammoth job, it's not as mammoth as you would think, because we don't have any of the valuation circuits in place, those things right there, so we don't have to worry about that. And that water thing there, that big old water pusher, I've forgotten all the Minecraft terms. The item water floater. Yeah, I believe that's what it is called. That is only at the bottom. So there's only one of those. That's what catches all the items, all the purchases, and moves them into the centralized system. So all I'm having to do with this redstone build is build up the redstone clocks that switch on when I press these buttons, and then also add in the little shut-off circuit that means when you run out of money, you can't gain access to the chests. Now that this module is finished, I've done a little bit of maths, and I've worked out that inside of Pacific, if we had every single layer exactly the same as this one, we would be selling 168 different types of items. 168! That's a lot. That is a lot. That is... Honestly, I think that's far too much. I can't even think of 168 different types of Minecraft items, let alone 168 different types of items that people will actually want to buy from us. If we half the capacity, so each floor is two sets of windows high, so then it looks massive and grand, and then we have one on each one of these, that would half the capacity. It would give us 84 different types of items to sell, which is still loads. That's still tons. But it might be more manageable. I think that could be a good option. Now, unfortunately, this is an option that requires I take out the thing that I've just constructed, but I'd say that is well worth this small hassle. So we now have 1 of 4 layers in place. The original one has been removed and it's been jumped up a level, and that gives us so much space to play with in terms of decorating each one of these layers, which is quite exciting. And the good thing is, if later down the line we decide that actually there's not enough items in Pacific, which seems unlikely, but it could happen, then of course we can slot in extra layers between the layers we already have. And the number of layers that we currently already have is now 3. So those are all in place. We've got the final layer up at the top here, And then Pacific is kind of ready to go, which is weird. I mean, there's still like a billion things to do, but it's like quite close. I've been shot in the heart by an arrow. I will die a slow, painful death without ever seeing Pacific finished. The good thing is Minecraft is not one of those games, and now I am on the home straight. This is the final redstone line that I need to put in place. And then the entire thing is pretty much all completed, at least from the redstone end, for the time being. There we go. That noise there, that sound of the pistons, that was it. That was it. So we've got all of the shopping layers now ready to go. We've got all the buttons in place. This is where you buy things. This is where your transaction is actually registered in the system. Those chests are where all of the items in Pacific are going to be going. We have got 84 separate items that can be sold in this system. This is pretty big. Now, while we don't have the cost calculators actually on each layer, there's not really much that we can test, but I can quickly make sure that all of the block-off systems are working. So I have just gone from having no money in my account to having money in my account. And now all of the chests are open. So I can actually gain access to all of the chests. Before they were closed up, now I can actually access them. So that is actually functioning. And it is ridiculously fast. It is faster than my ability to actually get up to the layers, which is very good. Hey, Skull. I done bits to Pacific. I hope you like. Cool. I'm chuffed to bits with that. Iskal is going to be chuffed to bits with that. You better be chuffed to bits with that. Let's move on. I currently have my hand in Pepsi Max because I accidentally spilt it but can't be bothered to clean it up. Oh, look. Odeer's actually got a customer. Odeer's got a customer. There he is. The only customer that's ever been to Odeer. Odeer is such an unsuccessful business that in its official Hermitcraft Wikipedia page is actually listed as a currently unsuccessful business. Imagine making something that bad that is in the first line of its description. I don't think it's the fault of Odeer. I actually think it's the fault of the Hermitcraft server. The Hermitcraft server wasn't ready for a store as good as Odeer, okay? At least my industrial day passes are flying off the shelves. This is actually a massive surprise. And on the topic of our industrial district, that's where we're going. Look, okay, I have a bit of a confession to make. My industrial super smelter is pants. It's really bad. It's terrible. I mean, so the idea was that it would fill up with bamboo. I have AFK'd here on a number of occasions. Let's see how many of these furnaces are actually filled with bamboo. Okay. There. This is as far as it got. This here. I mean, it's just... It doesn't quite work. I've built bamboo-fueled furnaces in the past, but that was back when we had the zero-tick bamboo farms, you know, the really basically cheaty ones. With a massive bamboo farm like this, you essentially have to AFK for hours upon hours upon hours every single time you want to smelt something, and that just doesn't work. Like, it's multiple days worth of AFKing to fuel this thing. It is no good. Okay, so I'm just looking into ways in which we could potentially get this thing up and running, and I think I have a bit of an idea. It's essentially to copy what we have going on here, but for fueling as well. I imagine that should work quite nicely. So first things first, we need about 1 billion hoppers, and then we need to replace all of these blocks right here, which used to be water streams, with hoppers. I really did not craft enough hoppers for this one, but the good thing is I made up for it with the number of times that I said hoppers within those clips. Anyway, all of the hoppers are now in place, so now it's time to start placing in all of the powered rails. So all of these, they need to wind their way around a lot like these ones do, and that will gradually deposit all of our fuel, if it's coal or blaze rods or kelp blocks, into all of our furnaces. Now I am really curious because the last design that we have for this super smelter looked really cool. Like with all of the powered rails and then the water streams and things like that. I am curious to see whether or not this looks just as cool or if we're making it a little bit worse. Not that that matters in the slightest, but it kind of sort of does as well. I would actually say that it potentially looks cooler. This looks ridiculously cool, right? This is going to be our minecart tube. So this is going to be storing up all of the hopper minecarts, which are going to be moving all of our coal around. Now our original one has just been reconnected, making use of a minecart rail, and now I need to connect another one up. Now I must admit, I've taken a bit of a strange route with this one, but I think with the yellow concrete involved, it should end up looking really cool regardless. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. I mean, this is a massive looking super smelter, isn't it? Now it's time for all of the weird and wonderful redstone that is going to actually allow these super smelter furnace hopper minecarts. Jeez, I've played a lot of Minecraft today. It's going to allow these things to travel across this thing. Yeah, I think that makes sense, doesn't it? At the right time, dropping off the right amount of stuff. I think this should be done. So if I put items inside of here... okay, so then there was... Did that fence gate fire? I was way too slow to actually see if that fence gate fired. Yes, okay, so that would let a minecart through, and then as it gradually decreases in the number of items using this little thing down here, then it would fire another one, and it would just keep those minecarts coming until we're all fresh out of coal. None of that made any sense, but that's totally fine. Now our hopper minecarts are going in, and they should begin to stack up in the correct place. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is incredibly satisfying. Now, I'm not really doing any form of test run on this thing. Our first run is going to actually have all of the coal that I've mined so far in Hermitcraft Season 7, so it best go well. It's also an embarrassingly small amount of coal, to be quite frankly honest with you. Even with the 56 coal blocks, that still isn't really too much. I mean, I was... Oh no, I can actually reach the top. I can reach the top from the floor. This is awful. Well, the good news is, despite looking slightly pathetic, it's actually yielded at least a half decent quantity of coal-ish. So now let's see if it actually fills our super smelter. It didn't. Like, it totally didn't. It was totally broken. There were so many tiny issues with it that all culminated in it being entirely flawed. But I think I've done everything properly now. So if I just fill this up with coal, here we go. Little hopper minecart goes in, and it's traveling off. It's traveling off, and this one is coming in as well. It is unloading and loading coal as we speak. I'm going to put the rest of the coal in because in for a penny, in for a pound. This is it. This is it. I'm feeling positive. It is off. It is away. Are they making their way back up to the top? Have we gone through all of the hopper minecarts? Where have all the hopper minecarts gone? Have we timed this perfectly? We actually have timed this perfectly. Look at this. And it's smelting things. Hold up. Oh, look. All of them are on. And all of them have got 3 coal in them. Oh gosh. Oh no. Things have gone south. Things have gone south. I'm a bit confused as to what they're all struggling with, really. I mean, oh, okay, they've sorted themselves. There seems to be a hopper minecart stuck down here. Oh, there's a good number. There's a good number stuck down there. Okay, this is bizarre. So here's the really good news. All of the furnaces have 7 coal on the inside of them. So that means that the system has actually functioned. It has distributed all of our coal evenly. We have ourselves a fully functional super smelter. That's excellent news. I think the issue with the system came when I loaded up more coal into the chest while it was already loading coal into the hopper minecarts. I think that causes some issues with the redstone because I watched back the clip, and as I did it, about 5 minecarts just travelled off, which obviously isn't ideal. So my plan is to break all of these minecarts here to make sure that none of them are stacked up, which it looks like those bottom ones actually were. So I'm going to break all of these, and then I'm going to leave it for a while, because unfortunately I don't have any more coal to test it with. But I just want you to all remember that this was actually a success. It did exactly what we wanted it to. It just did it in a slightly peculiar and backwards fashion. And on the topic of all things peculiar and backwards, let's talk to Scar about this base swap then. Dude, you look different. I can see from a distance that there is a certain skin tone that I'm very, very familiar with.
I have to ask you something.
Oh gosh, it's so bad up front. Like, up this close, it's terrifying.
My viewers have asked me, and now other hermits have asked me.
Yep.
Are you a vampire?
Well, I'm out in literally midday sun, so I think I might not be. But with that being said, the way you're right, it is very vampire-y. Why does this skin only look good on my face?
No, it's totally true. You look absolutely perfect. You are a stunning pinnacle of beauty, and I look so pale.
There's just something.
But you don't look pale. Like, if I looked at you, I wouldn't really think you were that pale.
No.
But on me, I don't even know what's going on.
I don't know what's happened. Like, my face does not work with any other features other than the face that I have. Like, it can't, even the sly smile is just, it's so, I think it's because the nose is, no, because I think it's because the nose is lower on yours, maybe. Or is that your mouth? Hang on.
No, it's the same height. It is the same height.
Is it?
I just don't have the mustache.
Okay, so the mustache is missing. All right, okay.
I wasn't worthy. I was not worthy.
You never acquired the mustache in the end. I like that the underside of your chin is still quite tanned. That's an interesting look.
I can't see.
You've been like you've been sunbathing in a very weird fashion.
Oh, there's a villager up there. It scared me. He's got like a
Where?
like a melon on his head.
Where?
Up here.
With a melon on his head.
I'm so sorry.
Are we swapping back bases? Is this what's happening?
Oh, I
here?
thought we were just comparing skin tones here.
I mean, we can do that. We could do that all day long. I mean,
Oh yeah, the bases, dude. I had fun in your base.
Yeah. Do you want to? I mean, I can take you over to my base. Is it still my base? I guess it is still my base. I can take you over there and I can kind of show you a little bit of what I've done. Whereabouts are you?
I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in.
To what
By the
base?
way,
Whose base? Is it my base or your base? Yeah, but whose base is your base? I don't know whose base is whose anymore. When you?
I don't know either.
Oh, you went to my base. Okay. I'm on the way to your base.
I went to your old base.
Okay,
my current new base.
We just changed. Where are we going?
Oh no! I got confused when I crashed into the ground.
All right. Okay, we can start off at my old base then. How about that?
I reviewed all of your videos.
Goodness me. Okay.
Trying to get a feel for the base, what you want,
Mm-hmm.
and from what I gathered was that you wanted to connect the two designs together. So you have your ancient temple here in the center,
Yep.
and you have your monolith sci-fi design on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
And these things are trying to protect it. I wanted to tie in the water down below to the monolith structures, and then of course the monolith structures. Third time I've said it. Connects up to the temple, kind of holding it up, but then the temple starting to grow its vines downwards and stuff like that, and just try to tie it all together a little bit.
It looks so good, dude. It looks so good. Like, you have done what I wanted to do, but definitely didn't have the brain power for. So you've just come in and you've just like, yeah, I'm honestly, because I kind of fly past this, and I'll be honest, I can't find the Nether Portal in your base, so I still use my own Nether Portals.
I don't have one.
Okay, well that explains it. So I've been flying in and out of this place, and yeah, when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I can't believe that you've actually managed to pull it off so perfectly, and the chains are like, they're so cool because it's like a futuristic chain. That's what I was struggling with, because I didn't want to have like a medieval chain. So the fact that you've managed to come up with this crazy chain design that's slightly geometric, and it just looks so good. It looks so good.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, dang, I'm glad you like it. I went through a lot of chain designs because, like you said, all chains are generally like medieval, industrial. So I tried to create something more futuristic, but that didn't stand out like crazy. So it matched the pillars in the same like colors out and stuff like that.
Yeah, you have nailed it. You have like gone above and beyond. This is so cool. Oh, I see. I had actually spotted this.
Yeah, if you want me to pack this up, but if you need a tent because you have no bed in your base.
I have got a bed in my base.
You do?
Yeah, it's down at the bottom. It's down at the...
And this also comes with a cat.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool.
A cat in the wall, by the way.
Well, I did think when I saw it, I was like, does Scar not realize this is like a full base swap? He has free reign of my base. He doesn't need to camp out in the garden. Like he can go into the house. This is yours.
You've got a scary doll running around in that storage area. I wasn't going to sleep down there.
Oh, that is true.
Late at night, I hear the pitter patter of these little feet and a little hello. And I was freaking out, man. I was freaking out. I've never heard someone say hello so many times in my life.
Imagining a skull haunting someone just by saying hello. That is so funny.
It's true.
That does sound terrifying.
I had to put it in a cage.
I'm gonna have to sleep up here. I need to see this cage, because that's another thing that I did spot it. I was a little bit confused, I must admit. But, so you've like banished him to the wall.
Yeah, right? I put him up in a little cage. He's totally happy up there. Look at him. Look at the smile up there.
He looks even more creepy, dude.
He's just like a little menacing.
Yeah.
He's just kind of watching over like a bird.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. My mouth is hurting. At this point, I then travelled off and showed Scar all of the things that I built for him, but obviously you've already seen them, so I'm cutting that out. I guess it's time for the old switcheroo.
Okay. I'm gonna need an ender chest. I have your official really nice deed. I keep it in my wallet.
Cool.
My literally wallet here.
Yeah. Right. I'll get
definitely Mumbo's deed.
Okay. I've given you yours back. So then, yeah. This. Where'd you go? Oh, I thought you'd cut and run because that was a very smooth. Wow, you have gone back to being Scar. Why?
I'm back.
Look,
I'm back.
has your skin always been like that?
What skin? Yeah.
Is that your regular skin?
Yeah, nobody has ever seen my regular skin this season.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been a wizard. I've been a mayor. Some people thought I was a mafia gentleman, but it was more of just a regal businessman, and assorted other skins. Oh, there was a biohazard skin around at some point, and this is just normal Scar, you know?
I just don't remember you.
Normal me.
I don't remember him looking so shifty. It's like it's
What?
well, it's like he can't look me in the eye. But it suits the fact that I'm not sure this is my official deed, but I'm just gonna. It really fits the mood because it's like, you know, this definitely isn't my official deed. I know
it's your great deed.
Okay, it looks like
in the wise words of Iskall.
Yep.
Goodbye.
So that, my friends, is that. Projects have been completed, Pacific progress has been made, and I have had my base returned back to me. It is good to have it back. I feel happy. You probably feel happy. Everybody's happy. It's the end of the episode. And I've got to say, it feels very, very good to be back making episodes. I've been going a little bit crazy, I swear. Like, genuinely starting to lose my marbles a little bit. It makes me realise how much I rely on making videos and having the schedule of making videos to just keep my brain operating properly. I've been going slightly nuts.